I just did a magical act of trying to find a flat space to put the camera on. You know, life for me is about living it and not existing it. My own feeling about it is, if you're existing and not living, you're spitting in the face of everything that created you. I know for a lot of people I'm a very hard read, and that's okay. You know, it's complicated, you know, and the people, a lot of people that judge me, they don't look and see, you know, how hard it is sometimes living with myself. You know, it's not a life in which the answers are always given to you. Sometimes you have to really look for them, and you have to have the drive and the will and the inspiration. And along the lines of inspiration, that is really my chief function, is to try and inspire people to go beyond their surroundings, to look within themselves, to look at the greater universe outside of them, to find common ground with all people, the commonality, you know, to manifest what really is already there through creation and co-creation. It's not an easy thing to find balance with. You know, I work with artists and I support artists with everything that I have, because I understand the pain of the process that they go through. And I also want to share with the world the magnificence that I find in the cosmos, the universe, as it flows and channels through various artists and musicians and dancers and poets. And, you know, I mean, some people have nothing to say, and some of us have a lot to say. Some, you know, that say nothing have built up all of this wonderful experience. You know, maybe they can't speak from the heart or from the mind in a way that, you know, transcends confusion. But all I know at this stage of my life is there is no turning back from my dreams, shared dreams, and the dreams of others. And, you know, projects that I find to be worthy of my personal support. You know, the Gossamer Court is an affiliation of spiritually inspired artists devoted to healing through art. And, you know, I'm hoping that at some point it reaches a space where it can take care of itself. You know, because it's really not about me. It's about the collective of creativity and what I can do to contribute really to the well-being of humanity through art, through inspiration. You know, there's no mistaking it. I am a word magician, and I work in verse and in words. Words are very powerful. And they should be used wisely, and I haven't always done this. My intention is not to offend, but my spirit compels me to be outspoken and to state my truth to the world. You know, some of that, without any question, is a reaction to all of the hostility and persecution that I've had to deal with in my life, even sometimes from my own people. You know, spiritual people are like everyone else. They have their hang-ups and prejudices and, you know, elitism, and even in some cases a degree of cosmic fascism. You know, it's like, my way is the only way. my love of a certain drum beat is my love of a certain drum beat, and there should be no others. Well, in that particular instance, I march to the beat of a different drummer. Creation, however it manifests itself, all has validity. You know, they say that art is about telling the truth with lies, but you have to be ethical in the way that you lie. You know, you take a complex series of images and you put a collage together. And individually, the photographs tell a truth. Collectively, they tell one truth if it's done right. And the truth is that creativity and channeling it and conjuring it makes one's life a better place. I am most certainly passionate about art. You know, I've had some really dark times in my life, and I remember after a painful breakup, Brian James coming up to me and saying, you know, we thought we were going to find you in a gutter, dying from grief and sadness. And I told him, I was like, commit suicide over a man? Never. Over bad art? That's another story altogether. But, you know, but really it is all good. I mean, anything of a creative nature that one learns from, as long as no animals are harmed and basically one is articulating their truth, you know, it's a good thing. And whether you agree with the perspective of the artist or not is irrelevant. The art challenges you to think. It sometimes brings validity to thoughts that you have. But it's all part of the process in this great cauldron of life with all of these exotic and mundane mixtures culminating together. The microcosm, the cosmic overall of the universe. All of these things are interrelated, interconnected. They're like all of these different facets of one magnificent jewel. You know, and the best advice that I can give people is make of your soul its own precious jewel and reflect the light that comes from within, outward. Because in doing so, you may truly help other people. And in the sense of humanity, we are all in this together. We all have value, we all have worth, we all have a soul. Well, except for Dick Cheney. But that's another matter. I just think that in the process of discovery, we should share that process with other people so they can learn from our mistakes and our accomplishments. So it will advance the cause of creativity further, because the answers will be there. And we really have to ferret out the answers. You know, it's like you got to go at it with the passion of a grave robber looking for treasure sometimes. You know, I am critically aware of a lot of my own shortcomings, you know, but that's not going to stop me from trying. And in fairness, you know, I don't judge people based on one thing. This whole throwing the baby out with the bathwater is just foolish. I am able to look at somebody that I may not necessarily resonate with. Someone, you know, I'm not feeling their authenticity, but I look and I try to find things that are good about what they're putting into the world. And I find that spiritual people, artists, and visionaries like myself don't get so bogged down with the despair of a realization, but we try to improve things. and we immediately take out the paper and put it on the drawing board and get to work. With all the problems in the world and all of the manifestations of evil and addictions and everything else, creativity is not a bad discipline or addiction to have. And so, even if you're the person that, may have played the violin when you were a kid and stopped, or drawn pictures or taken photographs, you really should get back to that. Make time for creativity. You will benefit from it, and if you share it with others, they too will benefit from your experience. This is Hugh Slunberg, and as I say at the end of all my videos, have a wonderful life. Thank you for listening.